It was just released that in 2025, the average Social Security cost of living increase is 2.5% or around $48 per month. So let's break down what this means for you and how this is going to impact your Medicare. So, what exactly is this? Every year, the federal government calculates the change in your Social Security benefit or your income on inflation. So the cost of living adjustment is essentially tied to inflation. So in simple terms, your Social Security income or your benefits are adjusted to reflect any type of increase in the cost of living. So what they're essentially trying to do is, as the cost of groceries or other things in your life, the inflation continues to increase, they're keeping you whole so that you can continue to buy everything that you need to buy and that you were buying last year. Essentially, the purpose is to make sure that as milk costs more, you can still buy milk. To make sure that as inflation increases things, that your cost of living also increases so that you can continue to buy the items that you need to purchase. So the cost of living adjustment, or COLA as we're going to refer to it, is tied to inflation and the consumer price index. And, this is the consumer pricing index is essentially used to track, just how much more expensive things have become over time. This is going to get a little more technical, but just follow me here for a minute. So the way that this is calculated is, let's think about a basket. Oh, look, there's a basket right here. So a basket of goods, it's got things in here like food, housing, your transportation costs, your healthcare costs, and, how much did these things cost last year versus how much they're going to cost in 2025 and beyond. So essentially, as these things cost more, they're going to ensure that the consumer price index, or the current price of this basket, is continuing to increase, and that you're receiving enough benefit to continue to purchase your cereal, your water, your apples, and the other items in this basket, one of which is healthcare expenses. So since your COLA for next year is 2.5%, that's essentially saying that everything in this basket is going to cost about 2.5% more in 2025 than it was in 2024. So let's go ahead and get rid of this basket. So most years there is a cost of living adjustment. For example, in 2023, it was 8.7%. In 2024, it was 3.2%. And as I've shared a few times on this video so far, in 2025, it will be 2.5%. So if the consumer price index, the CPI, is unchanged or reduces, there's no cost of living adjustment. Good news is, most of the time, if it does reduce, there will not be a reduction in your benefits. So how does this impact your Medicare? So the bad news is, if there's a cost of living adjustment, an increase, typically we do see a Part B premium increase. Now, that said, if there is no cost of living adjustment, we typically don't see any type of Part B increase at that point. So most of the time, the cost of living adjustment, the COLA, is tied to the Part B premium increase for the next year. The good news is, the average consumer that's drawing Social Security will see their monthly Social Security benefit increase by around $48 per month. But on the other hand, the Part B premium will increase, but not by $48 per month. So you'll still see more of that money to go towards those groceries, transportation, the other things that you still need to purchase. So I know this can be frustrating to a lot of you. You just continue to see inflation increase and increase and increase. And 2.5% for some people could be a disappointment. The good news is that 2.5%, like I mentioned several times on this video, is going to be around $48 per month, and that starts right away in January of 2025. Now, like I've mentioned also, that does increase your Part B premium. We don't know yet what that increase will be. Many times it is tied to the 2.5%, but we don't know the exact number quite yet. As soon as we do, we'll go ahead and get that information out to you all. But, if you have questions about this, or if you're curious or just need any help whatsoever, please feel free to give us a call. If this is information that you'd like to kind of dive down and see more about, you can also visit us at retiremed.com/COLA.